What to do, y'all? What's good? My name is Maxwell Worship. I'm an athlete, actor, model, and this is the Royal Mindset.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Prince, back with the Royal Upgrade, and today we got episode 2 of The Royal Mindset. First and foremost, I want to say thank y'all so much, man. It means more than ever, right? The first episode, it was a little bit unorthodox, but as we go, we're going to keep building and keep doing our thing. That was with Cody, the 75th Regiment Ranger. It was wonderful, and thank you guys so much for helping me pass 1,000 views, the first episode ever, and honestly, you guys loved it. So, this is episode 2. Today, we got someone special, man. Really special to my heart. And let me go ahead and introduce my guest. My guest, Mr. Max. Say what's up, man.
What it do, man?
So,
what's good?
Let's go ahead and get right to the accolades, bro. Max is an actor, professional athlete, and a former D1 safety for Vanderbilt. Go Commodores, anchor down. He stepped from football to the film set and brought the same mindset of excellence with him to acting. But beyond the stats and credits, Max is someone who walks with purpose, lives with faith, and carries a quiet power that speaks more than just words. Max, welcome to The Royal Mindset.
Appreciate that, man.
For sure, my boy. So, for some of y'all that don't know, because I haven't really spoke about it yet, this is going to be something that I do way later. I kind of already have planned for later down the line, but I did play at Vanderbilt University. Both of us did at the same time.
Yeah.
Had a blast, you know what I'm saying, through trial and error, you know what I'm saying. Vanderbilt's kind of a... he was there longer than me. I was at West Virginia at first, but he already,
you got the full experience.
Yeah, but I mean, it was amazing though, man. And meeting Max, like he was one of our leaders, a real genuine dude, right? Like so many players you don't really see that can kind of resonate with everyone in the room. Max is one of them. And I mean, I actually have the TV show coming out here soon.
Yeah. The Council on Peacock, May 19th. It drops. Miniseries, 6-episode miniseries. Tap in, man.
Hey,
guest star debut.
Tap in, bro. Y'all better download Peacock.
Yeah.
And check me out too, man. Like one thing about Max that I really enjoy, and Vanderbilt as a whole too, just speaking on Vandy real quick, is like, you know, when I was first going to Vanderbilt, I didn't really expect, I didn't know what to expect. I just knew it was a really, really good school academically. But I will say, like, Max, and I'll even put myself in there, like, it is cool to see what we do as players after football, right? Or during the free agency or during kind of like that waiting period of football and things of that nature. So definitely just saying, good job doing your thing, man.
I appreciate
like
that.
This guy, bro, check out his Instagram right here. You know what I'm saying? Check him out. Tune in. He's been on commercials. He's doing TV shows. He's doing the whole 9 yards. So it's truly been amazing.
Appreciate that.
But so as we get started, man, first question. Who were you before the titles, before the field, and before the cameras? Who was Max Worship at his core?
At my core, I'm a very eccentric person. I'm a very loving person, a respectful person. At the end of the day, like, from day one, like, from birth, you know, my grandma built it within a foundation of, you know, having faith and being connected to, you know, God and Jesus Christ and whatnot. So, like, from birth, like, I've always had a relationship with God. I didn't necessarily discover it for my own self until, like, I was a little bit older. But I would like to say, like, from birth, I've been like a child. I've always been like a child of God. I've always been very eccentric and very just, you know, extroverted, sociable, friendly. I love people. I love art. I love being able to perform. I've always been someone who just likes to entertain, whether that's on the football field or just in other ways. I would say I'm also a big family person. I love my family. I love my mom, my dad, my sister, my cousins, and even, like, you know, some of my, like, close friends that I've known since day one. Like, you know, I consider them family, and even, like, you know, old teammates, bro. I feel like it's a brotherhood, bro. Like, it's things that we've been through that, like, I haven't been through with anybody else. I feel like the things that you go through with your teammates, like, it's a brotherhood at the end of the day. Like, I consider you a brother because of the stuff that because of the stuff that we went through. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, I feel like I'm, like, to my core, I'm a purpose-driven, faith-driven human being. At the end of the day, like, faith-driven, purpose-driven, and like just a person that just loves people. At the end of the day, like, I love human beings. You feel me? So.
Yeah, and let me ask you this as well. So, you talk about faith, right? And
yeah.
I feel like faith is so huge. You know, no matter what faith or what you believe in. Because, everyone has to teach their own, but I do know that's what drives a lot of people, including myself.
Yeah, of course.
So let me ask you this first and foremost. Was there ever a time in life, or even it's now, where like you might have been shaky with God or shaky with what you believe, and then it kind of like something made it like solidify?
Yeah,
like, no, like, this is the way.
For sure. I think as a kid, even though I was raised in the church because of my family, like I didn't necessarily find a relationship for myself until like really middle school, and then like I got baptized in middle school, but I didn't necessarily realize or know exactly what that meant. Like I feel like I kind of did, like when I got baptized at the time that I did, it was like almost for the attention of other people to see like, oh, I
was in the same boat. Yeah.
But once I got to high school, and things like happen, you get anxiety, you get like certain mindsets that you have where like you just thinking negatively, or you just, like me, I was like a perfectionist, and like I just felt like things needed to go this way, and when things went wrong, it was just like, okay, my life is like terrible or whatever. I think once I really started to dive in and take time to really know who God is, and certain things happen in my life, and then there's certain things that happen in other people's lives around me that you can't really explain other than like just being God. Yeah, that's when I really started to like really tap in, understand what it means to have a relationship with God. I recommitted my life to like being a follower. I would say certain things that happen to other people around me that was like unexplainable, and then certain like things that I did for myself to like cultivate a better relationship with God and with like myself. I feel like that's what led to me, becoming a man of faith, especially like later on, like in like high school, like from like sophomore, junior year, but even in college. But like in college, college is crazy. Like you it's your first time that you have like a lot of freedom. And you get to do your own thing. A lot of times, like people might not necessarily know who they are to their core. Like at the end of the day, like when you're trying to look and find your purpose, it's something that you're gonna have to do for like your whole life. Like finding your purpose is like something that you're gonna have to try and rediscover, and come to fruition for a long time, or like for the span of your life and whatnot. So I think like within college, there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of things that are happening all at once, and during that time, there's times where like I was really like kind of lost, because I wasn't necessarily focused on the right things. And I think especially coming out of college, like really like cultivating that relationship with God is the reason why like I'm the person that I am right now, or the person that I'm becoming right now, because I'm like really keeping God close. So like it's an ongoing situation, you know what I'm saying? There's definite times, one like during high school, definitely like really found it for myself. College, like near the end of college, I kind of like really took time to really kind of rededicate myself, and then even now it's just an ongoing process of just continuing to build that relationship. Yeah,
I feel like the things you just touched on is real, just because finding your purpose, goodness gracious, like that can be a 6-hour video in itself. I feel like, just because when it comes to finding your purpose as a human, I feel like it's never ending, like you said, in the sense of, when you're in high school, okay, my purpose, get a scholarship so my parents don't have to pay for college, or like I can help my family, forever. Yeah. Okay, now you're in college, okay, the NFL, but then like what if that doesn't work? Or like even if you are in the NFL, now it's like, okay, so what? So like now you're 25 years old and now it's over? Or you know what I'm saying? Or like that's that thing where like people have certain goals, even if it's the NFL, or if it's to own a business, or if it's to do anything, right? And then you finally do obtain that. I feel like so many times you hear people that are like feel lost now, and you hear about high executors or high professional athletes or high business owners or whatever that usually say, they thought money was like, they were missing money, and they thought that money was going to make them feel that. But then they realized that like for a lot of times it does fall back to whether they are Christian or Muslim or whatever they fall back into. They realize that there's a higher being. Yes. So I definitely appreciate you talking about that. And that kind of leads into the next question. Just kind of speaking on, man, like for the people that are watching this, whether it's when this video drops a year from now, or just whenever, transitioning from student athlete at a D1 level, SEC at that, to a rising actor is major. What helps you? And you kind of spoke on it a little bit, but what kind of helped you navigate mentally, emotionally, and spiritually?
Bro, so honestly, thank Jesus, thank God that like I have the parents that I have, because as a kid, they exposed me to a lot of different things as a kid. Like I wasn't just doing one thing. Like I was doing so many different things. I wasn't just playing football. I was playing multiple sports. I wasn't in just one type of recreational activity. I was in all type of recreational activities. So for as long as I've been acting, I've also been playing ball.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, I grew up going to theater at our. I'm from Broward County, Florida. So like I went to Broward County Center of Performing Arts literally every summer growing up, performing in front of like hundreds to almost 1,000 people every single summer.
I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah, bro. A lot of people don't know because like the only way you're gonna know is either like you're a family member, or like you're someone that's known me since that time. Because I never talk about it. Like this is my first time really talking about it.
So sorry to that real quick, not to cut you off. Just
you're good.
Yeah, 2 questions on that then. Okay, so you've been acting your whole life, right?
Yeah, I've been acting for a long time.
Okay, so how big, or do you think it's real, the whole fake it till you make it, in the sense of like becoming the person that you want to become before you even are that person? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think you talking about like having you talking about it's not necessarily like manifestation, but you're saying like just becoming that like that ideal person that you want to be to. I think that's real.
Yeah,
like not as an actor, you know, you. So the thing with acting, bro, a lot of people don't understand. Like acting is just living truthfully in imaginary circumstances. Like at the end of the day, like when you act, bro, you're not necessarily trying to become different or do different. I mean, obviously, there's biopics where you have to play certain like people from real times in real life,
right?
But when you're acting, bro, is you're just bringing out different aspects of yourself. Like you're bringing different aspects of yourself within a character, and just bringing more of that out. Like there might just be layers to you, and you're just bringing that out. Like I feel like the more life that you experience, the better you're able to act because you're able to empathize and understand certain characters and certain people because you understand people in real life. But in terms of becoming the person you want to be, like that's real. Like in terms of like having that mindset and that idea of like, okay, who is Maxwell Worship? What does he do? What does he like? What does he do day to day?
Exactly.
Like what is he consistent with? What does he love? Like when people look at him, like what do they think? Like having that idea of who the person that you want to become, that's real.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly continuing to cultivate that for myself so that I can become the person that I want to be. So like bringing that in, like into becoming an actor, like I feel like for as long as I've been alive, I've never wanted to be confined to like one thing, like a person that just does one thing. I mean, granted, like as a football player, you want to be known as a good football player. Right. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And so like a part of the reason why I never really told nobody that I used to act as a kid is because like I want you to know that I play ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now as I'm getting older, I'm understanding myself more. It's like like at the end of the day, we're all uniquely made in like God's like image, and like although we're all human, like we're all different also at the same time. Like everyone's got a different journey. Like your life is not going to be the same as someone else's. So it's like you got to embrace that. You got to embrace who you are. You got to embrace your authenticity. I think coming out of college, I really started to really embrace my authenticity and just like understand that like I may be a little different from like the average.
Hold up.
Hold up for me.
Okay,
stop. It's not automatically.
Okay, all good. Sorry. So not to cut you off, but just hearing your story. Let me ask you this too, because I know for a minute there you were like you didn't want to talk about theater while you were in football.
Yeah.
And I mean that could be a whole nother episode in itself because to be honest, bro, like we can be real. Football does have a lot of toxic masculinity, which I understand. You do have masculinity as a whole is real. It's needed. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying it's not needed, but it's like. There's stuff like that, for example, like, someone might use, you did theater, like, on the field to, like, get at your head or some shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, like, but it's so funny because, like, it's cringe until it works.
Yeah, exactly.
In the sense of, like, when you were doing theater, right? Yeah. If you were to say that, okay, I did theater to the team and everything, they might say whatever, X, Y, Z. Yeah. But now you're an actor, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you feel about things that are cringe to people at first, or like even my podcast, right? Like when I first started doing content, I mean, people were like,
"What the hell?" I'm all for it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You doing this, I'm all for it because it goes to show like you really like you're more than just a ball player, bro.
Yeah,
and you're talented at this too. So it's like me personally, like seeing you do this, I was like, this is dope, bro. This is dope. Like keep going.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, what were you going back to your question?
Just for like everyone watching at home, because one thing that I say, right, is like. When it comes, really anything you want to do, anything that you want to do that is a high skill or a high value or people would like to see, the only way to do it is by starting.
Yeah,
you know. But the thing is that like when you start, everyone thinks it's cringe.
Everyone has. Yeah.
So like being an actor, when you start in theater, everything is cringe.
Yeah.
Doing content, when you start doing this, you know, like the very first time you pick up a camera in Walmart, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but like the only way you can become the next whatever you want to be, the next actor, the next you know, Tom Cruise or the next constant like whatever you're doing, you have to start.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess like I'm kind of asking like if you had to tell someone at home that's watching this video, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, like that wants to start something but they're scared about what everyone else thinks about them, what would you say?
You gotta say, F what people think. you gotta think, forget what people think, because at the end of the day, like they're not you. And like honestly, the more you fall into your purpose and you do what you feel like you're called to do, or you do what you want to do, like you're gonna automatically like attract the people that are meant to be in your life, and the people that are not meant to be in your life are gonna just fall off. You feel like they're not disappear, but like you're gonna attract more of the people that you want, more of the people that are meant to be in your life, and you're gonna be able to dodge some of the BS that goes along with you know, living life in general. You gotta say forget what people think.
Damn.
Like, because at the end of the day, like they're not you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like they're not you. They're not doing anything that you're doing. Like your journey is your journey. Embrace it. Like really enjoy. Like be where your feet are and embrace your own journey. Because at the end of the day, like them same people that are making fun of you right now, they're gonna be speaking highly of you when you're up and doing your thing.
1,000%.
That was cringy at one point.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really gotta just do you. Yeah. When I guarantee, like when I first started like getting an act, like so I acted for a long time as a kid, right? And I was with the acting studio, with the agency in middle school, and then once I got to high school, I just focused on football in school.
Okay.
But I knew I wanted to get back into acting after college. So like, but a lot of people didn't know that I acted as a kid.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Yeah,
I had no clue.
So like after college, once I started acting, my first job that I ever got was a music video with City Girls. So like I know people was looking crazy. I know people were like, "What is Max doing? Like, this guy's supposed to be playing football." And then you start seeing me as like an extra in some of these big time commercials, like a Super Bowl commercial with like Lil Messi, like on the beach. Like they're like, "Bro, what is he doing? Like, bro, you supposed to be playing football?" Like I guarantee people were probably looking at like thinking crazy or just like, "Bro, this man is tripping and whatnot." But now like I'm about to be on a guest star like in a TV show. I'm working right now on set for a movie that's gonna be on Amazon.
Crazy,
like,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta just keep going. You can't really care what people think. Like when I first started getting back into it, I'm like, dang, all these people are gonna be thinking like, dang, all these people are just gonna be thinking.
Yeah.
Like thinking. It's like, bro, nah, forget what these people are thinking, bro. Just do what you gotta do. Do what you wanna do. Do what feels fulfilling to you and you feel like you're being called to, what's affirming for you. And it's naturally gonna attract the things that are meant to be in your life.
Yeah, man. So, and like hearing you talk, like, you know, this is already episode 2, and like I'm passionate about this because like hearing you speak right now, and this is why I knew we had to get you on the Royal Mindset, because like the words you're choosing to say, and like you're saying it subliminally, like you're like I don't think you realize you're saying it, but like you're saying the word attract.
Yeah.
And like that's one thing that I preach about so much, because people don't understand, like you don't chase it.
No.
I feel like some people try to chase success, try to chase like just all these things, but you have to attract it.
It's gonna come to you.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like once you find what you want to do, similar to what I said on episode 1 with Cody, is like people hop in an Uber or taxi, right?
Yeah.
In the sense of, let's say life or your destination is an Uber or taxi. People don't understand that like when you get in that taxi, when you get in that Uber and they ask you, okay, where do you want to go? Mm-hmm. You don't just say, oh, I don't want to be here. You know, like, so what I'm trying to say is like people don't understand that like you have to know your destination first. Like I feel like so many people are just in life just going around, just floating, because they don't know where they want to go.
Yeah.
You know, so like even a sailor, if you were to tell a sailor, oh yeah, I want to go to Asia, right? He might not know exactly the perfect route, but at least he knows, okay, we're going to Asia.
Yeah.
So I can at least like start flowing that way. And I feel like whether it's a business, whether you're an athlete or whether you're an actor, like people don't understand that as long as you know what you want to do, what the end goal is, you will like your frequency, will guide towards that route, and you'll meet people along your journey that have this similar mindset.
Yeah. Boy, it's crazy because, bro, since I moved out to Atlanta, it's like I feel like the community and the people that I've attracted into my life, like the community that I've cultivated and have started to build for myself, like it's all like creative, artistic, talented, wonderful people.
Yeah.
Like and like, granted, like maybe because like I'm already in that field of work and like I'm going to these events and like going networking and like I'm on sets and whatnot. So like I'm attracting that, like I'm I'm naturally gonna fall into that. But like I've made friends like with a lot of people out here.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people out here that I'm with are like very like hardworking, hustling people. I mean, bro, you're part of that circle too. Like you're hustling, bro. Like you dream chase. Like you are on a path to like something great, something dope. But like a lot of people that I've come to like cultivate friendships and relationships with, like out here, it's just like creative, artistic, really, really talented people that are all like in the film and TV business or just in acting in the industry. And it's like, it's led to a lot of opportunities recently. And it's just like, it just goes to what you're saying in terms of like attracting things you want because you have an idea of where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Like you're naturally just going to bring, like you're going to attract the right people around you to kind of like feed into that and like build that. And like, since I moved to Atlanta, not to say that I didn't have a community in South Florida, I did. South Florida is more of a hub for like commercial and modeling. That's why I moved out here. It's more of TV and film.
I mean, I felt the same way, bro. Like, that's why I moved from Tampa. Like literally last week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, to Atlanta now. Like, I mean, quite frankly, I'm from here, but also like, I mean, kind of like what you're saying. I mean, nothing wrong with South Florida, but it's just for me and like, kind of being like more on the creative side as well. Atlanta, I mean, like you're more prone to walk into someone that's kind of in a similar mindset. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so especially with like just like with content creation and with the industry.
Yeah.
Like since I've been out here, it's been a blessing for like just the amount of people that I've come into contact with and the community that I've built up, and that's because like I have an idea of what I want to do, where I want to go.
Hell yeah. And then so speaking on that, and we kind of touched on it a little bit. What role has perspective? So your perspective of just reality for you played in your evolution?
You said what role has perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Like the word perspective. So like how you see your day. Like seeing an obstacle or seeing an opportunity. Like seeing that. Okay.
Yeah, like I see every day as a day to just get better. An opportunity to just continue to grow, build my relationship with God, really just tap in, have conversations, and just be a blessing to whoever I'm around, and be an asset to whoever I'm around. Whether it's like me at work, at my day job, working in a private gym, like front desk receptionist, or just me being on set, being around crew members or other talented people. Like just like every day, I see perspective. I see day-to-day life as like just like in my opinion, like in existing on Earth, bro. You're just meant to love. Like love is like the answer. Like everyone's meant to love one another. And so, like, especially, like, with my relationship with God and me, like, continuing to grow that, I feel like I've become a lot more empathetic towards other people, understanding. And so, like, I just try to, anytime I'm around people, I just try to make people's lives easier. Mm-hmm. Like, I just try to be a blessing to someone, like, make someone's day, or just be a positive light, no matter who I'm around, whether I'm on set or so. Like, at the end of the day, like, I see every day as an opportunity just to continue to just, like, spread that love at the end of the day. So
no, I mean, like that's definitely real to hear, and I mean, you know, hearing you talk about God and like, you know, being on the earth to love. For me, I feel like, you know, in the beginning of the Bible, obviously not word for word, bar for bar, but I do know it states, you know, God created the world, right? And then God created man in His perfect image. So one thing I always question is like, if God created man in His perfect image, then and God is the creator, then what did God create us for or create us to do? Yeah. You know, so I feel like in the sense of love, I truly do believe that God created us to create as well. And I feel like that's why so many people like to create, like whether, I mean, like we're sitting here in a library in East Atlanta, right? So it's like that kind of thing that like every building, everything in this room was built by a person, a human. Yeah. And I feel like so many people don't understand that, like, why they feel upset sometimes, and like not saying, you know, anxiety isn't real, because it is, but it's like when it comes to depression, things of that nature, I feel like sometimes people just overly consume and they're not creating anything to the world. Like they're not giving the world anything back. Like you're just consuming TikTok, social media, or you're consuming like foods, like whatever it is, but you're not giving back to the world. Real. And quite frankly, like I hate to say it, but it feels like if you really do want to elevate financially or with success, you kind of have to give the world something. Yeah. Like you have to be willing to give the world value. This is my value to the world. Yeah. And in return, the world will give you back. Yeah. You know, like monetary value. Yeah. I don't know, like how you feel about that.
I agree with that, bro. Like the world that we're in, like you have to give something to get something back.
Exactly. I truly believe it.
Not that it's transactional, but that's just how it is. Yeah. That's just like the law of nature, you feel me?
And thank you. Exactly, yes. The law of the world, bro.
Yeah, it's the law of the world, bro.
The universe.
It's crazy. Yeah, facts. So it's just like, Yeah, I mean, I like that. Everything that you just said resonates, bro. I really don't have too much to say on it. Like
That's real.
At the end of the day, like God is like I see God as like the greatest, the best artist, and then like because of that, you know, we're made as like his likeness and image. We like to create too, like we create things.
Exactly,
so,
exactly. And I mean, that's why for me, like that's why I always preach like the like co-creator in the sense of, like, of course, God is the creator.
Yeah,
we all know that, but like we are the co-creator in the sense of God chooses when the chapter is time to turn the chapter, but you choose what's on that page.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got free will. So,
exactly. And then, so let's talk about power real quick. Just power.
Yeah.
You know, do you feel like power is something you own or is something that you step into through alignment?
I think you can have power like naturally. Like, you can just have power.
Okay.
I think it's something that you can own and have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but at the same time, like if you're not necessarily in your purpose or in what you're like, what you want to do or what you're meant to do, like it could be like misused or misled. Like, you know, a lot of people can have influence in certain things.
Okay, stop. Okay,
stop.
good. Let's go.
That's a good ass question, bro.
I appreciate that.
I had to think about that a little bit.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask you again.
You want to check audio real quick?
Yeah, thanks. Good looks. Okay, so let's talk about power.
Yep.
So, do you feel like power is something you own or something you step in through alignment?
Honestly, I think it's both. I think you naturally can have like a power. You can naturally have like some type of like influence, just off of like your energy or who you are as a person.
Right.
People gravitate towards you, but you might not know how to use that power. You might misuse it, or you might just use it for the wrong things, or you use it for the good things. It just depends. But also, you might attain even more power once you step into alignment. Whether it's like whatever it is meant for you that's supposed to align for you. Like I think it goes both ways. I think you both. Oh, you could have it could be something that you own and then also something that you step into within alignment for sure, like both.
That's real. And then like kind of thinking about power, you know, just one thing I wanted to ask also is like you have a quiet strength to you, but like you've always had that even on the field, being a captain, just like a whole bunch of things like where, you know, sometimes certain people I feel like don't have to say much in the room, but everyone just gravitates towards them. Yeah. I feel like you're one of those kind of people.
I appreciate that. Bro.
So like in the sense of that, where does that come from and like what shapes it like through like struggle, faith, or family? Or
I think all, bro. I think it comes from, you know, the people that I was raised by, like my parents, them being the same type of people, not necessarily being like main character or like being like you know, but they've also been leading people. You know, they've also been like very confident people. And because of that, you know, that confidence kind of like rubbed off on me. Also knowing who I am to my core, and having that confidence, also being able to like empathize with other people, and like I said, I love people, bro. So it's like I want to connect with people. I love connection. So like, me being who I am, being able to be available for people for any type of way, any which way. Like I think that led to like me having that confidence in myself, especially like on the field or just like as a leader and whatnot. Having that power and whatnot. But definitely like my parents. My parents definitely instilled that within me because just off of like their existence and how they existed in life and like in my life. So
and then that word confidence, because I feel like confidence has been thrown around so much, and especially in our generation, right? Like, like let me just ask you, what is confidence? And I ask this because, you know, even for me, like I feel like, and I mean obviously like you and me can like connect later, like just talking about some boy stuff, but like you know, I feel like even for you, you'll realize like I have changed, like just the way I process everything and the way I move out myself. Yeah. I can almost say like back when I was playing football, like how do I explain it? It wasn't false confidence, but it was false confidence in myself. Like I had confidence in my ability as a football player, but like as me as a human, I feel like it was false confidence. Like trying to prove, like in the sense of like I was so focused on trying to prove everyone else wrong that I was never focused on like proving myself right. You know what I'm saying? So like in that sense, do you feel like that word confidence, especially with young men, is that definition kind of thrown around wrongly or like incorrect in our generation?
I think it could be thrown around a little bit wrongly in ways. I think some people might try to promote confidence as like arrogance.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. That's
and
right.
like, you know, like just like being like, you know, like loud.
Yeah.
In a way, not even externally, like maybe internally. But I think confidence in itself is just understanding who you are to your core. Yeah. Like being authentically you and unapologetically you. Like having the confidence in knowing who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you're capable of. Like I feel like that all that encapsulates like what confidence truly is. Like once you know who you are, what you know what you could do, and like you know you're good on that, I feel like that's what exudes confidence, and you just knowing, like as a football player, for example, like me being a football player,
right.
playing safety, like a lot of times I was always prepared, like I was always like the most prepared, like whether it was like knowing plays, understanding the people around me who I was playing with, understanding like their strengths and weaknesses, just being there for them, and then also like understanding what my strengths and weaknesses are. Like I feel like in that in itself, being able to like communicate as well, like. That in itself, like knowing all that about myself and being able to know a little bit about others too, like that was my confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
And then as an actor, it's just like me knowing who I am, what my strengths are, what I could do, like what certain type of characters like need from me or how I could do that for myself. Like me just knowing myself to my core, I feel like, and
helps
being
others.
able to, me knowing to myself to my core, like this. I feel like that's confidence as well. Like just being able to be unapologetically me, not trying to like waver or differentiate myself, because I feel like myself is not enough.
Yeah.
Like me being myself all the time is confidence.
No, okay. Well, I mean, like you kind of already answered this next question, but it was just playing in both roles that are both like creating entertainment, are both like having to watch, quite literally the whole world's watching you, whether you're a football player on 3rd and 10 playing safety or whether you're acting like a crazy role, right, that you've been doing.
Yeah.
What's the mindset behind preparation when the world is watching?
I don't necessarily care what, like, obviously, like I said, like as a kid growing up, like who I am to my core, I'm an entertainer. Like I like to entertain people. I like to make people smile. I like to make people feel something. I want to make you feel something. Like I enjoy doing that. So in terms of preparation, it's like I gotta really put the time in to really study a character, study like who they are, and like create a backstory behind them if there's not a backstory behind them. And also like what are their mannerisms, what do they think within certain scenes, how do they think within certain scenes, and like the decisions that they make, like justifying the decisions that they make, whether they're right or wrong. Like at the end of the day, I can't really judge it because I'm playing it. So I think within the preparation, at the end of the day, art is subjective, bro. Like
Very true.
You're gonna have people that are gonna love the character or love the project, the TV, film, movie, whatever. They're gonna love it, and then you gotta have other people that like think it's trash, or it's not good.
That's just no matter what.
So no matter what's going on, bro, you, like whatever's fulfilling to you, whatever works for you, just do it. And you can't necessarily care too much about what other people think. Like it's going like just like in life, like you doing you is gonna attract the right people in your life. Whatever type of art you put out into the world is going to attract certain people. Like the right people are going to be attracted to the art that you put out. So like I don't try and think too much about the audience and what they might think. I just think of like trying to make people feel something.
That's real.
And just go from there.
That's real. So you lived multiple versions of success already, and of course, success in itself can be so subjective, right? Because I mean, us chasing our dreams at 20-something years old is going to be different success than, let's say, a single mom with 5 kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But with you already having success in athletics, being an actor, and just a leader as a whole,
Thank you.
How has your definition of success evolved?
I think because a lot of times, we like at the end of the day, like it goes back to what I was saying in terms of like, your journey is your journey.
Yeah.
And you can't necessarily like compare what you got going in your life to someone else. Like obviously, you have like milestones and things that you want to accomplish, and you might have seen other people do that. Like whether it's like going to the league or just like having certain accolades and rewards. You want to have like some of the same things that other people might have. But at the end of the day, like understanding your journey and your journey is your journey. Yeah. Like you gotta celebrate everything that you do. Like anything that's a milestone, you gotta celebrate it. So I think the way how success, like my idea of success has evolved, I think it's just like being able to be able to do good work within your field of work. Like taking it serious and doing what you need to do to like, to get where you want to be, and to like do well in what you're doing or what you want to be. I think that's kind of like my idea of success in terms of just like doing good work, and then obviously like having accomplishments from it, getting accolades from it, like is dope. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like like just doing good work, like just you have certain goals that you write down you want to do.
Facts.
And when you write them down and you accomplish them, I feel like that's success in itself, and it could be something small. It don't have to be like the biggest thing in the world. Like,
Exactly.
It can be little things, little details. Like maybe I went to acting class and I learned this technique, or I learned something that I want to apply the next time I'm on set. If I applied it successfully on set and I see the difference that it makes, or if I apply it on set and I see it, I'm able to see it, or I'm able to do it and it feels good, that's success.
Yeah, I agree. And because like those small things like compile something big.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like some people don't understand that because, TikTok, social media, all these things make it, for the most part, when you see someone with 25 years old with a Bugatti or whatever, like all you're seeing is, if that even is that reality is real for them.
Yeah.
Like if it is, like all you're seeing is that. You're not seeing those small steps they took to get to that. I feel like social media makes it seem like if you're not hitting the Hail Mary and whatever you're doing, then you're failing.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to hear you, someone that has true success, talk about that and kind of talk about how like it's the small things that no one sees.
Absolutely.
It's those small acting classes that no one saw, like working on that smallest thing to get that right for that big role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely hearing you talk about that, that really resonates with me. So let's touch money. So this is a question that I feel like everyone's always asked, and a year from now, 2 years from now, when we do this podcast again, I'll ask the same question again when he's rolling in crazy, right? But do you feel like money buys happiness or something deeper?
I think money buys freedom.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it buys happiness. I think like no matter whatever you got going on in your life right now, I think the more money you get, the more stuff you get, it's just gonna make that louder. Like whatever you got going on in your life right now, it's just like the more you get of anything, it's just gonna amplify the things that you already got going on. So I wouldn't necessarily say it buys happiness, but it does buy you freedom.
Yeah.
And with freedom, you can
Can be happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would say like it definitely. I mean, you're gonna have problems regardless throughout your whole life, no matter what you're going through.
Facts.
Maybe it's hard for me to kind of think about it and see it that way right now because I'm not necessarily like I'm on my way to being who I'm gonna be and who I am
100%.
essentially. So it's like it's hard for me to kind of believe that, but at the same time I understand it and I know it. I mean, you see people that like these celebrities and these wealthy people that got all these problems and stuff, or they're dealing with a lot of stuff. Like at the end of the day, like it's not going to just make your problems disappear. It's going to give you more freedom to have opportunity to do a little bit more and to you just got to make the right decisions.
100%.
So I wouldn't say it buys you happiness, but it definitely buys you freedom. And with freedom, is whatever you make of it.
100%. I agree with that. And then, this kind of question off script, but I'm kind of asking this. Do you feel like when you have the abundance of money? Well, because what I truly believe is that you already are a top actor. You already are a millionaire.
I appreciate that.
I'm already doing like multi-million-dollar business, like XYZ. Yeah. You just have to just follow those steps to become that version of you. You already are that version. You got to just bridge the gap of that version of you. You see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So to that, when it comes to money and having an abundance of it, do you feel like people with money money changes you, or do you feel like that just amplifies who you already are?
I think it's both. I think it amplifies who you are already to your core, but I also think that when you become someone of status and you have
okay, so kind of already in touch of the money question, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like so many times when it comes with money, people always wonder, oh, did this guy change because of money or she changed because of money? Do you feel like money changes you, or do you feel like money just amplifies the person that you are already?
I think it's a little bit of both. Money definitely, whoever you are, the more money you get, the more when you become a person of status, or when you have a lot going for you, whatever you have going on already is going to amplify in itself. But I also think that ideally, if you're someone who deems yourself important, or if you got a lot to lose, or you just got a lot going on, you kind of have to make decisions, and you have to go about things a little bit differently 100%. Than you would back in the day, because it's just you might be someone of higher status at the end of the day, so you gotta make some decisions. You gotta be a little bit more selective about how you go about it. And you could be selective even from if you don't have money, but at the same time, when you do have a lot of money, it's important. I feel like it's important to be very selective. That doesn't necessarily mean you change. At the end of the day, you can still be yourself,
right?
To who you are, to your core. Who you are is who you are. but you kind of have to be selective in the decisions that you make and how you operate. You know, the people that you surround yourself with, just everything that you do in life. Like you kind of you have no. I mean, usually sometimes. I mean, if you don't change, I don't know. I think something has to like change in order for you to continue to maintain the things that you got going on. So I think you don't necessarily like change. It doesn't change you, but it's like at the same time it does, because you have to be a little bit more selective about, you know, the things that you do and the decisions that you make. So.
Yeah, man, and like just to piggyback off what you said, you know, like even while I'm thinking of this question I asked you just now, I'm like, yeah, like, but I do truly believe that you have to change. Kind of like what you said, and it's because, you know, when it comes to life, to become that version of you want to become. This is for anyone watching, like whether you just want to get that manager raise or like or whatever it is, like you quite literally have to stop doing the same routine, because clearly whatever routine you're doing that has you stuck, you feel like that feeling of like being stuck, it's because the things you're doing, like your everyday task or like whatever you're doing or who you're hanging out with. Because unfortunately, which I don't know, I mean, it seems like you come from a very, very nice family.
Yeah, I do.
Which I do too, but, you know, to be honest, and I know people can kind of attest to this too, like sometimes, you know, family can be kind of one of like your biggest haters. And I know like a lot of people like kind of have that. And I mean, for a lot of times it doesn't, do they mean to be a hater? Nah. But it's like because of how their reality is perceived through their own eyes, they're going to kind of like reflect their own reality on you. Yeah. So just pretty much like if someone ever tells you that you're changing because of your success or because of your failures that you're trying to climb to success, you know, I feel like as humans, we're meant to change. We're meant to adapt to whatever you want to become, you know? Man. So I mean, I definitely feel you with that in the sense of like, it's okay to change. I feel like, but obviously, you know, change for the better, which I mean, can be subjective too.
Yeah, it can be subjective.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it just requires sacrifice. You got to sacrifice something.
Yeah, 100%. So, and then to that, kind of like the whole change and everything, do you believe your external world is a reflection of your inner world?
Yes, for sure.
How so?
For sure. I think the things that you believe about yourself, the self-talk, what you say to yourself every day, what you believe about yourself, that's going to reveal itself in the real world over time. I think it starts from here. It starts from like yourself and how you think about yourself, how you operate day to day on a day-to-day basis. And then everything else is kind of a reflection of that as you go throughout life. Yeah, for sure. Wholeheartedly. Yeah, self-talk is very important.
You have to.
Your ideas and your mindset, your morals, values, who you think about yourself to your core, that's important too. Because at the end of the day, like, you're conditioning yourself for how others perceive you. Yeah. Based on like subconsciously and consciously, like how you go about your day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really important to understand who you are, and also to, you know, like be mindful of your day-to-day like self-talk, like what you think in your head and whatnot.
That's real. And
then
like,
and be intentional about that too.
And then kind of like, you know, bouncing back with another question, like exactly what you're saying, how much of your own journey do you attribute to mindset versus strategy or talent? So if there was like a 50% mindset, 50% strategy or talent, how do you feel that split is for your own journey?
Talent and mindset. I feel like I've always been a talented human being. Like I feel like God blessed me to be very talented, with talent. Like That's God right. always blessed me with talent. It was just more so about recognizing that I have that talent. You feel me? Yeah. Like I feel like I've always had talent, but I didn't necessarily have like the right mindset about it. You said mindset and what?
Strategy or talent?
Mindset and strategy. So I didn't necessarily always have like the best mindset about it. And right. For sure, like once I got the mindset, then I was able to cultivate the strategy. So I would say talent I always knew I had. I think mindset and strategy, like those come along. You know, I feel like once you have the mindset, it's just like you can have no talent, but if you have the mindset, like you can cultivate talent for yourself. But or like in strategy as well. But I think more so than anything, I think like that mindset is very, very important out of everything else.
100%. I mean, you know, hearing you talk about mindset, like, you know, like you feel like you had the talent forever, which I in my opinion, I feel like every human on earth has some sort of talent. Yeah. You might not know. No, for sure. But it's like hearing you talk about you didn't have the mindset. I mean, you know, one thing that I love to say, and like it's quite frankly true, is like I'm not sure. And matter of fact, I'll ask you: do you know where the richest place in the world is?
It's not Dubai.
Nah. The richest place in the world is the graveyard, bro. Just because so many ambitions, so many talents, and so many just chances. No, crazy. I know you're like Dubai. No, I mean, no, Dubai's definitely lit. We're definitely gonna be there soon. Trust. But But yeah, man, like it's just so many people die on this earth and die with dreams, with creations, with talents because either they were scared to do it because they didn't want to look cringe or they were scared of failure. And like one thing that we talk about also, bro, that's so interesting is like sometimes being too intelligent can fail you. And I say that just because like people that are very intelligent, like for example, like, you know, we went to Vanderbilt University. Yeah, so yes, you know people around us too. But funny enough, bro, is like a lot of those cats and like, you know, you realize that whether it's entertainers, like athletes or business owners, like those tend to be your C-D students, whereas like the ones that work for the companies tend to be your straight A students. And the reason being is because so many times you see it all the time, like when you have too much intelligence, a lot of those people overanalyze and they have analysis paralysis. You have that. Well, I think everyone kind of has it in a way, like
especially with the ball, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Understanding plays and stuff, and just like trying to get the right play or just be in the right position to make a play. Like
exactly, like but then like the whole time you don't even realize that like an imperfect action will always be the perfect action. Like even like even for you guys right now, like we're sitting in like I told y'all a library right now filming this, right? And I mean months from now, like we'll have the place in Atlanta, everything, right? But I could have easily had been like, oh damn, we don't have the place yet, so I'll hold off on the podcast or even the business. Like as you guys are watching the business vlogs, it's like, okay, boom, I started the website and everything. But I know damn well it's not a good website. But I know that on purpose because, once again, I'd rather have it become a reality first and then fix everything, like just things of that nature. I feel like so many times people try to wait for the perfect moment rather than taking the moment and making it perfect.
Right,
so how do you feel about that in the sense of like just, I guess pretty much
starting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of what you're saying. I feel like, you just got to, you can't think too hard into things.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, you just got to do it. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of have like a effort type mindset. You just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how you said like imperfect. What would you say about imperfect?
Imperfect action will always be the perfect thought.
Yeah. Imperfect action will always be the perfect thought. That's the best way to explain it, bro.
You know
At the end of the day, like you just do it. Like
just figure it out as you do it.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying?
Especially with me with acting, bro. Like especially like within these last 2 years, I just been going. Like obviously, like I take. Like I'm learning about the industry. I'm learning about the business side of things. I'm taking these classes. I'm meeting these people. I'm getting game. But like I'm taking what applies, and then like I'm disregarding anything else, and I'm just kind of just like going on my own, just doing stuff. Like understanding what I want for myself, because I know what I want for myself. I know I see
the destination.
I see my destination. I see where I want to be. I see what I want to do. I see where I want to go. I see where I'm going, and because of that, I'm becoming more like as an actor, bro. A lot of times, like It's a crazy business because it's like at the end of the day, like you get. I've been very blessed and fortunate to get booked consistently, and to continue to be booked consistently. But it's like a lot of times the jobs that you get, the jobs that you got to take. But also you got to understand like what type of actor do you want to be? What are the type of things that you want to be in? You want your name attached to. So it's like it's just becoming selective in that, and then also understanding where you're trying to go, where you're trying to be, and just go, like learning as you go. Like you just got to start, and you just got to go.
100%.
Like even because I like in my mind, bro, my whole plan was like I was gonna play like 2 to 3 years professionally playing ball,
right?
And then from the money that I made from that, I was gonna like invest in like my acting career, move out to Atlanta. After I got released in Canada, I was like, bro, I gotta just start. Bro.
Just go, yeah.
I just gotta go. I started
like
taking trips to Atlanta. I already got community out here. I'm blessed with friends and family out here, so I started like staying with people out here and just just like taking trips. I ended up getting booked for a lead in a commercial, and then I was on a set for a TV show that's gonna be on Hulu in September. And then from there, I was like, I need to just move out here, bro, and just make this junk happen. So like, and I decided to move out. Like I just like you just start, and you start like things are just gonna naturally happen for you. God willing.
And that's the thing, man. I feel like when it comes to, like for you, like your business is you, like you're selling yourself. Yeah. So like in the sense of, or like even my business, like whether it's the content or the massage or anything, like, it kind of feels like you jump out of a parachute and you have to build you jump out of a plane and you have to build your parachute in the air. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of like what it is in the sense of having to jump out and just do it, Yeah. But back to and kind of resonating back to the whole intelligence, the reason why sometimes like being too smart is actually a negative in the sense of, like doing the acting or just doing whatever you want to do is because someone that's really too intelligent overanalyzes everything like we had stated, and and has analysis paralysis, which is when you start overanalyzing things, and because you don't have the perfect plan or you're scared because it might not be perfect, you'll never do it.
Facts.
You know, which comes back to the gravesite being the richest place, because some people will quite literally choose rather to die than to look goofy or to look stupid failing. But the thing about that too is just like, you know, no matter what you're doing, if you fail, the faster you fail is the faster you get to the success. Yeah. And I feel like some people don't understand that just because, you know, like, as you fail, you learn. That's why, like, some people, you're like, oh my gosh, how the hell is he rich? Or how is he successful? Like, he doesn't even know this and that. Well, like, he wasn't scared to sit there and look stupid. He wasn't scared to...
Yeah, he was taking risks.
Yeah, like, just taking a risk, figuring it out, going in debt for a little bit, then coming back out of debt, then going in debt. Like, it's the exact same way, you know, like, whether you lose weight, for example. Like, let's say someone that loses 100 pounds. If someone loses 100 pounds and ends up being overweight again, they can make that fall off because they've already gone through the journey to make it happen. It's the same way you see all the time millionaires that go broke all of a sudden in 2 years are millionaires again because they've already understood the journey, understood the success. Yeah. You know, and I mean, it kind of ties back into why, like, you know, the whole, like, so many athletes end up, you know, having abundance at 19, 20, 21, 22, and sometimes do end up, like, unfortunately losing a lot of money. But it's because, like, you know, the journey as an athlete is a little different in the sense of, like, you kind of just, here goes $1 million rather than, like, having to start that business, start the acting classes first, like, grind your way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, make your way.
Yeah, and I mean, nothing's wrong with that. I mean, I'm not sitting there saying that every single football player or basketball player is going to be broke. Hell no. But it's like, you see it more because you don't really understand the gratitude of what you have. Like, even for me, like, I'm not sure about you, bro, but, like, even back when I was playing ball, like, you know, senior year, everything was going well, kind of just literally had to finish the season, I would have been straight. But, like, I realized when I was going to those dinners, like the agent dinners and everything, and like I was blowing money because it wasn't mine, but I didn't really give a damn, like at all, because like I didn't really like, dude, $20, like who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? Oh, did it close? I heard ching. But yeah, so pretty much just going like just to say, like, I don't know, it's almost like the journey, I guess for me, and I mean, you kind of tell me how you feel about this. Yeah. For the longest, and I feel like football kind of built that in me, is like the NFL. Yeah. So kind of like what you said at the start of this podcast with like being result driven, or not even result driven. We're talking about result driven. But I guess now why it's been so exciting doing all of this is because at first I thought I was trying to get to the destination, but now I realize that the journey itself is the destination. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like just because it'll never end. Because like, okay, boom, this podcast, like we finally get to 1 million plus, or like the massage business, like I finally sell a portion of it. Like I'm just gonna want to keep creating. Yeah. Like so, like do you feel the same way?
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm
saying?
Like
I love what I'm doing. You feel me? Like, Like I'm being where my feet are. Like anytime I'm on set, like I'm really taking advantage. I'm just having fun. Like I'm really working my craft. I'm just working to just continue to be better than I was the other day. And like. That's how it was with football, you know. Like you want to become better every day. You want to work on certain skills to become better at skills, so you can be the best player that you can be. But at the same time, like I don't know, you get conditioned. There's so much BS and stuff that happens. A lot of politics, to where it's like you get into this scarcity mindset where it's like I gotta make it, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and like it's just like I don't have a lot of time left. Where it's like now, like. It's very naturally so learning that and understanding that I'm able to like switch my mindset now with what I'm doing now. It's like I'm having fun where I'm at right now, and the opportunities that are presenting themselves, and just continuing to just make the most of those moments, and then maybe I can look back on those moments and see like, okay, I did a really good job. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a really good job. Now like let's continue to capitalize off of that and just continue to do better jobs, like just by being present.
Hell yeah.
Where I'm at right now.
And I mean, bro, like hearing you say like the mindset flip, I think it's so important because, you know, like for me, when I speak rich versus poor mindset, I'm not even thinking money. I'm thinking about just how you see your day. Yeah. Like whether you see an opportunity, you and me can have the exact same day, but just how you see obstacles and I see opportunities, or you see opportunities and I see obstacles, we'll have two different realities. Exactly. Which in result will be two different outcomes as we go. Right. You know, so just hitting that. But let me ask you this question real quick, and I mean we're almost done. Just a few more questions. When you think of the royal mindset, right? Like I said, you're episode 2, and I mean we'll definitely have you back years from now. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, quite frankly, and I mean you can clip this right now. I mean this guy's gonna be the next. You know what? He's gonna be the next Max. I'm not even gonna say anyone else's name. He's gonna be the next Max because that's who he is. But when you think of the royal mindset, which is talking about claiming your power, shaping your life, and what really comes to mind, as in like what does it mean to you to live like a king without needing a crown?
I think it goes into just what I said earlier about having that confidence, understanding who you are as yourself, like who you are to your core, authentically, unapologetically, loving life, experience, like being where your feet are and experiencing life, and just like allowing the things that are meant to be for you, not forcing nothing, just letting things come to you. You know, I think yeah, without a crown, like at the end of the day, bro, like child of God, bro. So like how I see it is just like, you know, I'm just living and loving. Like that's how I see it. That's how I see it.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Bro, I see myself.
Wait, say it to the camera. Say it to the camera, because this might be, you never know. This might be.
Where I see myself 5 years from now, I see myself at all the Academy Awards. I see myself winning Academy Awards for the work that I've done as an actor. I see myself having major brand deals. I see myself not being confined to just one medium of film and TV, but like a lot of different mediums, working with all kinds of talented, top tier people across all mediums, top tier artists, whether they're singers, actors, movie stars. Like I see myself at the top of the top, with the top of the top, with the best of the best. Living my life, being able to provide for my family and provide for my family's family, being a family man, and continuing, and, lifting up my loved ones too, like my friends and whatnot, however which way I can, and just being one of them ones. That's what I see.
That's real, bro. And the last question: if you could go back and give your 18-year-old self advice, or to any other 18-year-old watching this, what would it be?
Be where your feet are. Whatever you do in life, really enjoy it. Like really take time to really like fall in love with it, work on it. Look at every opportunity to continue to do your thing. Look at every opportunity that you have as an opportunity to just continue to do your thing and to get better. And don't be afraid to like be looked at weird. Like it's okay to be weird. It's okay. Like you're cool. Like at the end of the day, bro, you like what you're doing is gonna set yourself up for years to come. The people that might not necessarily see it, they're just not gonna see it until it's come to fruition. So it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be yourself. Be yourself. Be you. You're gonna attract all the things that you want in life just by being you.
Facts.
So just be where your feet are and be weird.
Facts. I mean, you're cringe until it's not cringe.
Exactly.
Until it's real. You know what I'm saying? But Max, man, thank you so much. That was an amazing episode, man. Sure. This guy's amazing. Make sure to tune in. We're both amazing. But to everyone listening, just remember this: you don't need permission to live a powerful life.
Right.
You just need alignment, awareness, and a mindset that refuses to settle. And that is the royal mindset. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's ready to level up. And don't forget, we're gifting Max a luxury mobile massage. As you guys know, tuning in, he already knows what's up with that. We're going to talk a little later for the royal touch, for being a special guest star. And until next time, stay grounded, live legendary, and master your mind and rule your reality. Thank you so much. This was episode 2 of The Royal Mindset. Peace.